Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. Last time Joe did his thing in Halloween Town, and I'm about to go take on the next world, but with much less fear of a Disney character this time.
And to all of those wondering from Twitter, yes, I am definitely alive and in the best shape of any president that's ever been around. In fact, I think I'm the most healthy person to have ever lived, is what my doctor and fan base told me.
I don't think anyone said that, but more importantly, where are we dropping boys?
We might as well just say it. I'm sure people saw the thumbnail and title of the video. We're going to Atlantica from The Little Mermaid, so let's get the next crossover started.
Honestly, I've been wondering when this sort of thing would happen to me. I figured it was only a matter of time after all.
Usually our guests are a little bit more confused when they show up here, but I guess you don't need the rundown on you being in another world.
Hold up, people. I think we've finally got another Barack here. Oh man, this is the greatest moment of my life. Yes. It's only been 11 parts in, but we finally got another me. I feel so happy I'm about to do the
Jesus. You remind me of the Joe from my world. It's almost like a comforting taste of home, except it's your version of me. Okay, on second thought, maybe I should be getting home.
No, our Barack is just unusually happy since he's not used to seeing other variants of himself up to this point. I haven't seen him this bad since he was freaking out from all the bombs on Mount Ordeals. We're happy to see you though, especially since we're right about to start with the next world. That being Atlantica from The Little Mermaid.
Sebastian, they don't look like one of them. Right, Flounder? I don't know. There's something weird about them.
What do you mean?
So, New Barack, we hope you enjoy your time in another world for the next 20 or so minutes. We tend to see a lot of people here, so this is pretty standard for us.
Speaking of which, how exactly do I get back to where I came from? If this is in any way reminiscent of Super Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie, I'd utilize the pause screen exit warp, but truthfully, I'm unsure how this game works.
Sorry about that, I'm feeling better now. You pretty much just leave when we finish the world off. We have to seal a keyhole, and then some cloaked guy named 11 notices our guest around that time and sends them back. Not sure if he's going to show up today, but he's a pretty interesting guy.
While we let the new Barack get situated in this world, we should explain how the gameplay works to our Barack. Using magic and attacks is pretty much the same, except you can't jump like normal because you're in water, obviously. You can hit certain items to have different effects happen, usually opening clams to find a safe spot or item in a bubble.
Once you follow the fish for a little while, then you can actually fight some enemies coming up soon. Nothing really all that difficult, but it makes sense to have a tutorial since these are new controls for going up and down. There is another move you'll learn later, but we'll talk about it more when it's necessary since you can't actually use it yet.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. I don't think it's that difficult to adjust so far, but I haven't fought anything yet. Is this considered a good or bad world in general by people who play it?
People tend not to like this world all that much whenever it appears. In this game, it's a little difficult to know where to go sometimes since you have to go to some specific rooms that are kind of out of the way to get the plot to progress. All that with the different controls just make this a less favorable world. In Kingdom Hearts 2, there's almost no actual gameplay, and instead it's a song minigame world with no combat whatsoever, so even an arguably better game like that, it still doesn't really improve on this world.
Plus, you had to restart the whole song if you paused the game, so I'm glad you don't have to go through that. Barack, while you try out the combat here, I suppose we should go into the typical questions we should normally ask when someone joins our group for the episode. New Barack, what kind of world do you come from? Usually it's been pretty similar for those who come here, except the fragmented cyborg Alex unspecified entity of darkness and Knuckles.
Well, it's funny you should ask. Between Super Mario 64 and our current playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie, me and the boys are already so accustomed to traveling through different worlds. I mean, we're constantly jumping into paintings or completing jigsaw puzzles, or at least the game characters are anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately for our guests, they can't just go in and out as they please. It's more of something they just have to live with for a little while. I mean, as long as we make for good company, it should be all right, though I've been told by everyone who has ever met me that I am the best person to be around.
Donald, you already used that joke earlier.
That wasn't a joke. I was being incredibly serious. That is what people say about me.
That is very Cap Donald. Nobody says that.
I'll be honest, guys, I haven't watched the movie, so I have no idea if the events are represented well.
So has anybody here actually watched the movie? Okay, I'll take that as a no great conversation, guys.
I don't know, this one just wasn't something I ever had an interest in watching, so even when I started playing this, I didn't feel the need to watch the movie itself.
I think I watched it a while ago, but it's been so long I don't remember what happened. Not even because of me being forgetful and all, but I just didn't watch it since it came out.
I'd like to go back to the topic of our crossover here if we really have nothing else to say about the movie itself. So Barack, our sources at the Daily Wire confirm your world as being designated stunning cactus gaming. We always get curious on what exactly these things mean. Do you have any ideas on what is so stunning about a cactus?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. While our prickly editor would probably know more about this than I would, I can only surmise that what makes a cactus stunning, per se, is its natural defense system. I mean, nearly all species of them are covered in sharp spines. What other kind of plant is that untouchable?
I never really thought about it that way. Not really the first word when I think about when a cactus enters my mind, however rarely that may be, but I suppose that is a word that would qualify.
Hey guys, this isn't really on topic to what's going on here specifically, but how was this game on the PlayStation 2? I've never played that version, so I don't know if it's all that different.
There are a few noteworthy changes, such as less items to synthesize less weapons, and the controls were a little different. You had to use the shoulder buttons to change the camera, and you could not use the triangle button to talk to people. I think it is still fine enough, as though not one of the better versions. It was pretty much made obsolete with the other versions that came after with all the extra content. There's other differences too, but not enough to make it bad by comparison.
I kind of want to try it all for myself after this playthrough is done, just to see all the differences and so I wouldn't have to hand off the controller for each world.
You'll be waiting for a while, Joe. This playthrough has been going for quite a while already, and it's probably not ending anytime soon.
Yeah, our editor hasn't been the best with his upload schedule nowadays, but I'm sure it'll get done at some point.
That was too close. As long as I have my trident, I will not tolerate those creatures inside this palace.
Good thing you don't tolerate them in the palace, but apparently just outside of it, they're perfectly fine to roam.
Oh, Ariel, when will you listen? It's dangerous out there. Strange creatures lurk outside.
Behold, you swim before the ruler of the seas.
Okay, this guy has to be Tarzan. I know I keep getting it wrong, but I'm sure this time.
Glad you remembered the running joke, but no, Joe, this is clearly not Tarzan. We already saw him like 6 parts ago while you got possessed.
They don't look familiar.
We're from an ocean very far away.
Yup, we came to find the keyhole.
The what?
What's that?
Well, it's a...
There's no such thing, certainly not here.
But Daddy...
Ariel, not another word.
I always found the idea of having characters get so worked up about meddling, even in the beginning of the Disney worlds, to be weird. Like the 3 have to go to each world, interact directly with the characters native to that world, along with the Heartless, so it's not like they aren't affecting the plot in some way. Might as well just open with saying, hey, you've got some weird guys around here, I'll seal the keyhole and make them go away and probably save a few hours of playtime.
Yeah, I do agree it is one of the weaker elements of the game's story. Usually it's Donald or Goofy are so against certain parts of explaining what's going on as if the presence of the Heartless wasn't enough on its own.
Of course, Your Majesty. But I must admit, now I'm quite curious about this keyhole.
That need not concern you, Sebastian. Have you anything to report?
Just as you suspected, Your Majesty, they seem to be coming from Ursula's grotto.
I knew it.
So I'm curious, what exactly is Kingdom Hearts anyway?
Well, it depends on what you mean by Kingdom Hearts. If you mean what is it to players, it's a game series that is a crossover between various Disney worlds as playable areas along with gameplay elements and other characters from the Final Fantasy games, primarily from the PlayStation, though there are a few from ones released on the PlayStation 2 and Super Nintendo. Many original characters, such as Sora, appear and create their own narrative separate from the other licensed characters, though most of them haven't actually appeared yet. However, you could also be referring to what Kingdom Hearts is within the context of the game itself, and that is a more difficult question to answer. There are a few variations of it throughout the series, and I'll be less specific as to not spoil parts of this in later games released. It's a door in this game, but it's usually seen as more of a moon, though, also as kind of a location that has a lot of hearts in it, but is also a gateway to the realm of darkness, so basically I have no clue what it is, even though I've played pretty much all the games before. I have every Platinum trophy, and I still don't really know.
Honestly, I feel a bit overwhelmed by the amount of detail here. I think you've dissuaded me from asking further questions.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's more that this series doesn't do a great job of really explaining how things work the way they do, and if there's a complicated way to advance the plot, then it will pretty much always do that. For example, I don't think there's a real explanation on how somebody becomes a Keyblade Master in the series since there are several, but there's not a specific criteria on how to become one. There's also the general concept of what exactly can contain a heart in the various worlds. Humans and animals in the series, whether or not they can speak like people typically do, but then there's more abstract concepts like the toys in Toy Story or data in a computer like Tron or Data Sora, which isn't clear on how that can even happen.
You see, New Barak, this is what happens when you let Ben speak. He just doesn't stop talking about all the weird things in this game that we haven't even gotten to, thus is completely lost on nearly everybody.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
I mean, you did go on for over a minute about the Kingdom Hearts Door Moon thing and Buzz Lightyear having a heart.
Okay, yeah, maybe I did go on for a while there.
Those impudent fools will never find the keyhole. But the girl could prove useful, and I've got the heartless on my side. Triton, my old friend, your day is coming.
Oh, so his name is Triton, not Tarzan. I was kind of close.
All right, Barak, we're skipping some of this, but just to let the audience know, even we aren't exactly sure how this next part is supposed to work, but you need to use the dolphin to get past some strong currents. I'm fairly sure you have to beat the enemies in the previous room before it will move, since I had times where I didn't. And the dolphin just swam in a circle, even with some enemies being defeated in the room he mainly appears in.
Oh, okay, that is kind of weird, but good to know.
Typically by now in the video, the Joe from my world would have made 3 or 4 highly specific comments about what he would do to Melania. It's refreshing to have a more relaxed Joe here.
Oh no, our Joe is much more relaxed to my wife. What really gets him going are fictional characters. Meryl Silverberg, Fortune, Ride and Rydia before she got older, Princess Sarah of Cornelia, a Chocobo Alice, Amy Rose. Pretty much any girl or woman in a game, and he goes nuts, but not actual people.
Yeah, I want to put some limits on my depravity. Besides, Donald, you know what you did in the locker room in Sons of Liberty.
Okay, that was a 1 or maybe 3-time thing. Don't worry about it.
Do I really have to fight this guy, or is there a way I can just not deal with him today?
You could just leave, but I'm not sure if you should since it can't hurt that much to fight him anyway.
Barak, I must say, even with moments like the shark coming up out of nowhere, you are handling yourself way better than Joe was last time. He was practically wetting his pants at Jack Skellington for over 20 minutes. Seriously, how does that even happen?
Pardon the interruption, but Joe, are you actually scared of a Disney movie character?
I don't really like to get into it, but yes, I am terrified of Jack Skellington. I got through the world okay enough, but I don't think I'll ever get past the fear he gives me. That one fateful night where I was watching it on TV and the door knocked because apparently it was Halloween and I wasn't expecting it, so it terrified me. All that fear permanently stuck when I saw him, and I'll never get over it.
Joe, I'm going to be real with you. That may be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Thanks for the self-esteem boost, everyone. I feel way better now.
Anytime, Joe, that's what we're here for.
I know we make a lot of jokes relating to your forgetfulness, attraction to video game characters, mistaking everyone here with Tarzan, mistaking Donald Duck for Donald Trump. Your horrible stories that are mind-boggling at best and criminal at worst. Basically, a lot of really weird things that nobody else should have issues with, but you are fun to talk with and have around.
I actually do feel better now. Thank you for that.
Ariel, you've disobeyed me again. I told you not to leave the palace.
Daddy, no!
Was that supposed to do something important? I don't know what it even was.
It will be all right. It's just a setback for a little while.
Goodbye, Ariel. I'll come back for you soon.
Young man, you're not from another ocean. You're from another world, aren't you?
Huh?
Then you must be the key bearer.
How did you know?
I mean, swinging around an item called the Keyblade around would give that away.
Yeah, Sora was definitely not using his brain to its fullest capacity there.
As the key bearer, you must already know one must not meddle in the affairs of other worlds.
Of course I know that, but...
You have violated this principle. The key bearer shatters peace and brings ruin.
I can't take what he's saying seriously while watching Goofy's dumb turtle face and a constant smile like that. Why is he even a turtle of all things?
There is no room in my ocean for you or your key.
All right, I guess we're done for the day. Thank you, everyone, for watching today. We had a fun time, but we're not allowed here anymore.
No, we're staying here for the rest of the runtime.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
My, the poor child suffers such deep sorrow. What a pity. If only there was something we could do. Wait, maybe she can be of some help.
I can't imagine trusting any suspicious-looking sea creature like this. Ariel should take one look at these two and just not trust them. I haven't watched the movie, but they are not the protagonists.
She'd make all your dreams come true. Ursula can help. You called, my dear?
I have no clue what's going on now, so Barack, does your editor have any other videos that don't have the presidents in them? Our editor had a couple of them, but they're pretty much deleted or unlisted now since they're not as good as the president ones.
Well, as far as I'm aware, he has also posted a couple speedruns and even created his own original hack of Super Mario 64. I try to stick to the original game personally, but I've heard that it was quite well received in the hacking community.
While we're at it, I was wondering, what exactly do you specifically do in your videos? I know we're asking a little late in the video since it's already around halfway done with the world, but I typically am the guide for the Final Fantasy playthroughs we do since I'm the most knowledgeable on the series. I also like to think I keep the peace if Donald or Joe are causing some issue, though to be fair, I've gone a bit off the deep end when I think about bombs too much, but not in a while. What kind of person are you like in your world?
Well, you've pretty much described me. I also play the role of game guide and situational mediator. You know, someone has to maintain the balance of Don's yin to Joe's yang. I guess you and I are more alike than I had originally thought.
I am happy I found someone like me here, aside from the fact you are literally another me. Or I'm rather another you, instead I'm not sure how to word it.
Yes, we had a deal, didn't we? Time for a little journey to the dark world of the Heartless. We cannot find the keyhole. The keyhole is not here. What?
They said the keyhole isn't there. I know being underwater might cause sound to not work as well.
Company. I'm afraid you're a little late, handsome.
Not sure what Sora would have done, even if he got there a little earlier.
Aside from causing her to not get the trident, probably nothing.
We must get it back.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, I'm going with you. My father is hurt and it's all my fault. I have to stop Ursula.
That's right. I'm right behind you, Ariel.
Oh good, the crab is on our side now, we can't possibly lose.
You know, hanging with you guys and having a great time has really made me start to miss my boys back home. I mean, this world is great too, but it's almost amusing to me the insane crap my Joe and Donald will say to one another. At times there is peace and harmony. Other times, Joe will say, "Oh, I obliterated Melania raw last night, bro." Or Don will be explaining exactly how he feels about Ben's sister and her fine milkers.
Is there quite literally anything else in the world we can talk about instead?
Okay, I'm going to try and act like I didn't hear any of that, because if I think about it too hard, I'm not going to make it through the rest of this recording session.
Yeah, I think that's for the best. I don't want to hear about everything Joe does in your world to my version's wife. That's not a fun thought.
Slightly off topic, but I was curious if you guys do any sort of merchandising. My Joe back home has this super chic beanie he wears on occasion. I'm not sure it's his style, but I have to imagine it helps boost the channel's branding.
Oh, hey, that actually reminds me of something.
Please don't put it on Joe, not in front of the guest.
Uh-oh. Did I say something out of line? Is there something he's not supposed to show me?
Well, you see, sometimes when I'm not playing games for the channel, I'm actually a superhero that wears a helmet, and also other things that protect me from my enemies. I can put it on now. Behold the Joe Devil.
I gotta say, I'm a little confused, Joe. Isn't that a superhero mask? Or maybe villain is more appropriate if you're calling yourself a devil? I'm not really sure what's going on. I think it kind of clashes with your outfit.
Well, I'm supposed to be a hero, but I usually cause significantly more destruction than intended. But to answer your question, no, we don't do any merchandising.
All right, Barack, essentially what you're supposed to do is hit the cauldron in the middle with fire magic if it turns red, and blizzard magic when it turns blue. Once it starts lighting up a lot, then Ursula will become vulnerable to attacks. Do this a few times and you'll be done.
Hey guys, I'd really enjoy telling one of my stories right about now if there's nothing interesting going on.
I mean, there's the fight against the main antagonist of this world right now, but I have a feeling you're going to tell the story anyway.
So there I was with uglier Joe and Harold like I usually was with. We were about to go start our days off as police officers for the first time, but when we got into town, it was actually in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I was not liking the idea of a zombie killing us, so we went immediately to the police station to see if there were any survivors. I mean, I crashed and blew up the car first, but after that we arrived there safely. It was very weirdly designed, like there was an emergency ladder that got us to the second floor, and we had to put a medallion in front of a statue in the entrance before we could move forward. There wasn't even a bathroom, so I don't know how that was supposed to work. We met this big guy in a trench coat who gave us instructions on how to get to the sewer, so we thanked him and left. Harold found this big alligator but shot an explosive device which killed the alligator, so I said, "See you later, alligator," and then we lived happily ever after the end.
All right, Joe, where do I start on this one that was just some of the events in Resident Evil 2 and in no way happened to you? That wasn't even all of the story, since it was just most of Leon's story, and didn't even mention the laboratory section, so you only got maybe a third of the actual events that happened. I wasn't missing your nonsensical stories, and this certainly does not change my mind.
Does that mean you didn't like it?
No, Joe, I did not like your story.
You'll pay for this!
Hey, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you can do this fight more efficiently. I don't think you have to wait for that thing to come out of the cauldron, but rather keep hitting it with magic more quickly than you did. It wouldn't change what actually happens in the fight, aside from getting it done a little faster, that is.
That actually makes sense. I never thought of it like that. I'll have to try that out next time I play through this and see if it works that way.
Yeah, that's what me and the boys back in my world refer to as a trick of the trade. Huh. Usually that gets more of a reaction where I come from.
What does that even mean, a trick of the trade? Is that like a catchphrase?
Pretty much. It's my endearing little tagline whenever I perform some insane game-breaking exploit and Donald asks me how I did it. I'd imagine your Barack would have a similar phrase here as well.
Yeah, I do actually. It just keeps coming back ever since I started saying it in those golf videos. That worked perfectly except the part that didn't, which was all of it.
I love that. Not too little, not too much, but just the right amount of troll.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard any of us actually laugh during one of these recording sessions before now. I just never really thought about it.
You are right, Donald. We do not emote much, if at all, but more important to the game, this is the last fight here against a much larger Ursula. There's a few attacks, such as some light-based ones, or trying to bite Sora. As long as you're not directly in front of her, then you should be okay, but you may want to keep Arrow up a lot and manage your magic accordingly. Other than that, it's not too difficult of a fight.
I don't think any of the fights we've had to do were all that difficult. Some towards the beginning were like when we had to fight that Wonderland thing off screen a few times, and that Chameleon was challenging, but this hasn't really been that difficult for anybody so far.
I don't think you said chameleon correctly there, but otherwise you are right. Oh man, I did it too.
Yeah, sometimes Play HT just has us say the wrong thing, even if the word is spelled properly. I don't know why that happens.
That happens to me a lot when I say my pet lizard's name. It's really weird.
All right, the fight against Ursula is over now.
Is it even possible for her to drown? Or maybe that's not what was happening, but I don't really know what that light was unless it was Triton's trident.
We're not really sure, but what matters is that she's defeated and not going to cause harm again. New Barack, or I'm not really sure what else to call you, stunning Cactus Barack I suppose could work too. You'll be automatically leaving in about a minute since we're sealing the keyhole very soon.
Technically, there's someone named 11 who notices a guest and sends them back around the same time as a keyhole is sealed, so it's not really automatic, but it essentially is if you don't think about it too hard. Also, there will be an upgrade to the Thunder spell, so that is a really good reward for doing this.
Oh, that is pretty good. I'd hope that makes going through here worth it, even if I didn't have that bad of a time.
It's usually pretty bad for the first-time players, but it does get better once you know more of where to go and how to get there.
So this is where the keyhole was supposed to be all along. Not sure where else it could have been really now that I think about it.
Well, boys, I can feel powers beyond my control beginning to pull me back to my world. But I must admit it has truly been an honor to join you for this exciting excursion. I can't say I've ever been to Atlantica before, but I've certainly enjoyed my stay, brief though it was. So long, and farewell.
Goodbye, Barack. I'll definitely miss having another me around here. I hope your banjo time is good when you get back to your world.
All right, we are pretty much done here, so we're just going to do our outro to finish things off for today.
There's only 2 more new Disney worlds to see, but there's still a few more original worlds as well, so we're past the halfway point, though not quite in the last part of the game yet.
Based on the order of who has been playing each world, it should be me up next time.
That is right, Donald. You will be the one playing next time.
Thank you to everyone watching as always.
There should be a new video in this series out in a couple weeks.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And peace out, people.